Welcome back and thank you for staying. Now, we have been able to connect with Professor Una, who joins me for more on the June 12th Democracy Day development. Professor Una, can you hear me now? Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, I can hear you.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Good evening.
Good evening. All right. Now, it's been a long time coming for Nigeria's democracy, yet that's 26 years. Yet it has still been addressed as a nascent democracy in many climes. Professor, how nascent is our democracy?
Under normal circumstances, a 26-year-old man or woman cannot be called a child any longer. At 26, you should have graduated from the university. Some people have even gotten their masters or PhD. So I don't think you call a 26-year-old person a young person any longer, a very young person as such. So the issue of nascent democracy, I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe because we have not learned enough. That's why we are still saying that our democracy is a nascent one. Because the laws, the parties are not doing what they are supposed to be doing. Look at the cross-carpeting that is happening recently. You know, everybody's just moving to one direction. Now, if parties were done originally with ideologies, you won't have what you're having today. It's because all the parties don't have any ideology. All of them are putting their heads in one egg. So that's a challenge we're having.
Okay.
So that's why we're still at 26. We're still calling the democracy a nascent democracy. But I don't think it is. I think we should have matured. We should have been matured by now.
Absolutely.
So to speak.
Now, let's have your sectoral review of our democracy, Professor. What is your assessment of the political and economic mindset of Nigerians? Do you see our mindsets, or do you see a mindset that is receptive to the tenets of democracy?
Well, like I said earlier, starting from the way we started in 1999, I think that's where the challenge was. Initially, we started with two political parties. There were three and later two. And it was those two that contested the election. But what we discovered that it was one person that wrote the constitution of those two political parties, the AD and the PDP, that contested the election in 1999. Until the late now went to court and said you can't just have 2, 3, 4 political parties. That anybody can float the political party if he has the wherewithal to do that. So you discover that we don't have any ideologies because one person brought an idea. So his idea is the same anywhere you go. That is why whether it's APC today or PDP or even Labour, there are thin lines between what they are doing. You discover that it's the same thing. Using EFCC to ensure that people leave their political party to join their own political party. That's all they have been doing since 1999. So it is unfortunate that at 26, we are still grappling with the basics of politics. Honestly, people have been advocating that our leaders should be trained. There should be an institution that will train our leaders for politics so that people will come with ideas instead of putting their heads in one basket. Because right now, what we're doing is that everybody is doing the same thing. Look at what is happening. Everybody is going to the president to ask the president to please allow me win my state. The Osun man has done so. He went there with his cousin and the brother, the elder brother. The Anambra man has done the same thing. They have pleaded with the president to allow him win his state, that they are going to support him in the presidential election. Is that what it should be? It then means that there are no political parties. These are just associations that people have formed to enable them win elections. Because if there are political parties, they should have different ideologies. They should have things they want to portray. If you look at their manifesto, when they bring out their manifesto now, you will discover that they will be saying almost the same thing.
So, Professor, now in all that you have said, are you saying that you're impressed with the pace of how our democracy is going so far?
You see, let me say this in retrospect. In those days, Fela said what we have in Nigeria is demonstration of grace. I don't know whether that thing still subsists today. Because I can't find a situation where, okay, take for instance, the governor of Akwa Ibom said he's moving over to APC, and any appointee that does not want to follow him should resign. Can you imagine that? And I thank God for one of them that's bold enough. He threw in his resignation yesterday. So if people have ideologies, you can't be pushing people up and down. Because you appointed somebody, so you now begin to think for that person. He must follow you to where you're going. Who does that? Where? How? That's what we are seeing in Nigeria. You know, say, if you will not follow me to a party, to another political party, you should resign your appointment. And because he knows that Nigeria is a country where people don't hardly resign their appointments. But I thank God for that commissioner that just threw in the towel and said he's not going with him. That is what it should be. People should begin to think. Don't allow their political leaders to think for you. Because that's what they are doing now. They are allowing them to think for them. Anything they do, they accept it. It is very, very wrong.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Professor Nna, for your time and for speaking on this.